What up, Sportscast? Welcome to the Sports Stuff Show, the Kings of Sports. I'm Adam.
And I'm Carter.
And let's get right into it.
Okay.
All right. With some updates. I was thinking just, some personal stuff here. Carter finally got into the TikTok.
I finally logged into the TikTok. I was on my personal account, and I saw some comments where you were speaking for me about my taste in Pixar movies, so I decided I need to log in and...
No, well, I was going along...
Need to correct that.
I was going alongside what you agreed with.
Specifically, someone said Cars 2 is better than 1, and you said that I agreed, which is not...
I thought you said Cars 2 is better than 3. My bad.
Oh, it is.
Well, now you can defend yourself. I'll just leave it be.
I have to say, I enjoyed watching those clips back.
They're so funny.
Enjoyed the comment section. A lot of wrong people, though. I saw some slander on some elite movies, but it is what it is.
There's the only right ones on there were the ones that said Cars 2 was literally the worst possible movie ever, and I agreed.
I appreciated all the comments saying it was underrated. That was...
There was some comments where they were like, Cars 3 didn't have enough Mater, but I agree.
It didn't.
That was a big thing, but still, Cars 2 was just way out there. But, man, and now Carter has access finally, so it's not just me manning the ship. I think you're going to be doing more like fantasy stuff or stuff like that.
I'll try to upload some little fantasy or maybe some sports betting stuff, and I'll reply to some comments, of course. But yeah,
man, if you get toxic comments back,
no, all of mine that I reply to, I'm gonna put -C, so it's me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, just put you put -C, and then I'll put A or something. And then you could tell. But yeah, that's awesome. Also, you have your album. We talked about this a little bit. I don't know if we talked on air about it, but
I don't know. December 16th, it's an album coming out. We'll promote it more as it gets closer, but it's gonna be really good. It's 22 songs, little under an hour. I usually go shorter, but this one's just super actually means something. So I went with the longer one, but. Yeah, you'll hear more about that as we get closer.
Are you going for Taylor Swift's top 10
record? I'm knocking out the whole top 22, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that was crazy.
That was ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, on to sports since it's sports day.
It is.
Boise State. Man, I just kind of want to start with this. I think we're good. I think we're really good.
We're good.
Yeah, I think we're top 25 material in my opinion.
I wouldn't go that far.
Dude, offensive wise, dude, we're up there. Our offense looks so good. Taylon Green looks great.
He's getting so much better.
It's crazy. The scary thing is, and some people pointed this out, was we're okay, we have all the pieces to be really good next year with basically our whole offense returning.
I mean, you're losing Halani.
Oh, yeah. And then we get Genty.
Not much other than that, though.
Back.
You got Green, you got Genty, you got almost the whole offensive line's coming back.
Plus, you have way more depth with running backs, which we talked about. Our whole running back crew hasn't even really seen the field that much.
Right.
Plus, we're also getting recruits as well for receiver and these freshmen that are coming in now that could have a chance to step up next year.
Right.
That are pretty good. So I think we do have really good pieces to be really good next year. But the thing is though, is that I don't know offensive coordinator wise how we're gonna be doing.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna go on there, but I'd have to imagine that we're a decently attractive job.
Yeah, that's what some people are saying.
This young offense and how quickly Taylon's improving. I feel like there's gonna be some good candidates that would be excited to take this job.
Yeah.
I think
so too. It'll kind of just be see how it falls, but it should be interesting. I also kind of thought about this. JL Skinner will be leaving. I think our defense is going to take a big blow because JL Skinner's going to be gone. Tyreek Jones is going to be gone. I think Caleb Biggers is going to be gone. Ezekiel Noah, I think he's gone.
What year is Matlock?
I think he's a senior now, but I think he can extra year. I'm pretty sure.
It'd be big to keep him around.
I think our that's 5 or 6 starters I just named off.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
probably
rough.
be gone.
Offense will probably get better. Defense will probably get worse. I mean, losing Halani's tough, but
Yeah.
I feel like with all the
With
improvement
Genty,
from
though, too. Like,
the improvement from the young guys, I feel like I think the offense is on an upward trajectory.
yeah.
But anyway, we beat the crap out of Nevada,
Yep.
and that's putting it very nicely. It was 41-3 in their own building, although there was probably more Boise fans there than Nevada fans. Yeah, it was never close. Like, never at any point was there the remote thought of this game ending any other way. Halani, Green, and Genty were an awesome trio again. I think they all scored. Pretty sure they all scored. Halani had 2. One thing I noticed that I want to talk about is Eric McAllister is like stepping up.
Yeah.
He's turning into a like real deep threat. It's honestly, and I think he's a freshman.
No, he's not. I think he's a
sophomore. He's young.
He might be a.
Dude,
I think he might be a
sophomore.
He might be a redshirt freshman. So technically a sophomore, but I don't really know because he's on the team last year. I know that. I think he might be a I think he's probably a sophomore redshirt.
He's a redshirt freshman.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he's stepping up.
Oh my God, I forgot about this. So I had one interaction with Eric McAllister where we were talking, and then all of a sudden, what happened? So it was at the Boise market, or like in the sub, and then I go up to like pay for my stuff, and then my card gets declined right up there, and it gets declined like 3 times, and I'm like, oh no. And then literally I had this full-on conversation. I was like, yeah, I'm the sports editor for the school. And he's like, oh, that's dope. Like, having this conversation. And all of a sudden my card gets declined 3 times at the Boise market. It was so embarrassing. And I was like, oh, no. It was awkward. But, yeah, Eric, if you're watching. Yep. That was awkward. But, oh, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's stepping up. Another young guy that the offense has to look forward to, improving even more. The next game is at Wyoming next week, or this week, and that'll decide the division and the conference. Like, if we win this game, I'm pretty sure it's a 100% positive thing that
they're probably
that we're hosting the championship game. Because then, if we win, even if we lose to Utah State somehow, we would still have the same conference record as Fresno if they win out, and we have the tiebreaker because we beat them. So, beat Wyoming, you win the conference, and you're hosting the championship game. Opened as 14-point favorites, which that's a little much, I would say. I think definitely should be favored, or the better team should win, but I think it's going to be closer than 2 touchdowns. But we'll see. And then the only other football headline is Talon actually talked to the media.
Yeah.
So are we next?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, well, like, I know they have to go through intense training, and normally they don't let you talk until you're, like, a junior.
Unless you're, like, a star.
Yeah, like, I know.
Like Tyson last year.
Well, Tyson. Well, I think basketball's way quicker because Tyson ended up talking, like, after the first press game conference. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, like, the very first game that he started in, he was able to talk post-game. I know for Seyi Oladipo, I think it's Shea Oladipo. He ended up talking later into last year, and he was a freshman. So it was around this time because they normally, like, when you start, they're like, okay, we got to get you, set up. So, yeah, that's a good sign because, I mean, maybe. We're still working on, the special guest. Don't want to give it out, but we're still working on it.
It's tough during the season.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but
we'll
get it.
It's probably more likely in the off season.
We'll 100% get it. I'm willing to bet, but yeah, should be interesting. Should be a fun one, and yeah, on to Boise State basketball.
Yeah, so lost the first game to South Dakota State at home. Obviously, not a great loss. But bounce back win over Wazoo downtown, and Wazoo's a good team.
Yeah.
They're good. They're Power 5, obviously. And Boise ended up winning 71-61. Shaver was actually big down the stretch. We've been known to be slightly critical at times. But he took over, man. He took over. I think he's our leading rebounder right now, which should not happen. He had 10 in this game.
Dude, Max Rice is playing like lights out so far.
He's playing good, man. He's picking up where he left off at the end of last year. Yeah, we're still waiting for oh my lord, Ogbo, is that his name?
Yeah.
Kind of waiting for him to get in rhythm, but I'm sure he will. But yeah, good win, good bounce back. And next up for the basketball team is the Myrtle Beach Invitational, which the first game is on the 17th against Charlotte, which should be a win, and we'll see how far we go in that one. What was it? Last year, I can't remember how we did in the Invitational. Did we beat Ole Miss or did we lose to Ole Miss?
We beat Ole Miss.
And then lost to...
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I think we did pretty good in the Myrtle Beach.
And then it was like the first few games after the Invitational that we kind of
started to suck,
and then turned it around.
And all of a sudden, streak. But
yeah, no CSU Bakersfield losses this year, please. But
and then the women's team, they ended up winning their first game, put up a record of 121 points.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It's insane.
And then after that, they lost to, I think it was, I forgot. They lost to someone. It kind of sucked. It was a really close game. I want to say like Utah State or something.
Utah State.
I do not remember. I know they lost, and then they ended up coming back. Who was it? Was it BYU?
It was Weber's.
Or no, it was Eastern Washington.
It was Eastern Washington, and then they beat Weber State yesterday.
It was a really close game against Eastern Washington. I thought we were gonna win because Eastern Washington's pretty good, but that kind of sucked. And then we beat Weber State, so that was I think we'll actually be pretty good this year. That's what I'm predicting for women's at least. But yeah, should be fun. Planning on coming more of those. Actually, kind of fun. I feel like it's so weird.
Just don't curse them again.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like reverse. This one, if we would have lost, it would have been the reverse curse where like if I did go to the games, if I didn't go, then we would lose. So, I mean, I'd rather have that than not. So, oh well.
Fair.
But it kind of sucks because like the women's team, like those games, I don't know how they were before when like, like winning back-to-back, like Mountain West championships. But like, I don't even like. I feel like now most people don't even go to those games.
Yeah, I mean I haven't this year yet, but I definitely plan to.
Yeah, should be fun.
I haven't been to a guys game either, to be fair. So.
Wait, what? Oh,
this year. This year.
Oh, I was like,
so out of one, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
No, I was at so many games last year. I went to Portland for March Madness last year.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, dude, I'm so mad that I didn't even get to go, and I was with the media.
That was so
stupid. But oh well, man.
Yeah.
And they even lost anyways. So like that was my one decentivizer to not go, was because then they would lose regardless. Like you already knew they were gonna lose if I went, but
dude, we were losing either way. Memphis should not have been a 9
deep
seed.
Run.
They should not have been a 9 seed.
We shouldn't have been an 8 seed.
Right, we should have been a higher seed, but so should they.
Yeah.
They were so good. They almost beat Gonzaga. The next round.
They almost took a big run, but oh well.
Yeah.
Anyways, just in college in general, football. This one's kind of crazy. This happened today, or the news broke today.
Yeah.
It was three football players at the University of Virginia. They ended up getting I don't know exactly the whole story, but I know they got shot and got murdered, which that is really unfortunate, and that's like kind of crazy. And
maybe the craziest part is like it's a former player that's in custody for it.
It was a former player? Oh damn.
Yeah, they have a former player in custody who's accused of it. That's all I know.
That's
really?
Crazy.
I didn't even know that.
Which, man, that's so unfortunate. They're all three that like died were juniors too.
Mm-hmm.
So like one good year and they could have been on the cusp of getting
It was weird, man. The one of them, someone was in the comment section on a Twitter post and like posted a screenshot of a story that one of the victims posted like 2 days ago, and it was talking about like make sure you're grinding like for the people in heaven or something like that. And then
wow,
it feels like that happens a lot.
Yeah, like it just kind of
I don't know.
Weird timing with some of those things.
That's so sad, man.
Yeah.
Like it's I want to know why. Like
yeah,
I don't know, but
it's sad, especially like now. Like I feel like I don't know if it's just they're being way more publicized, but I think it's just way more just violence, just in general with like all the stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But
Yeah.
and then on top of that, I think it was for University of Idaho.
Yeah. How did
I
they?
don't know. There's no info. I didn't see any information on what happened. I could probably look it up now, but as far as I was aware, they only said 4 people. It was a homicide in University of Idaho. But they kind of just clumped it together with the Virginia news,
Yeah.
and it kind of sucked because it's like, I mean, that's pretty
That's
big.
7
but, like,
lives.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And apparently this one was, they were dead in crime of passion, is one of the headlines here.
What?
They're still piecing together what happened, but it was
Crime of
in front of a
passion?
house or something. What local official described on Monday as crime of passion, which I have no
What in the
idea.
world does that mean?
Yeah, it's so crazy. They said that they didn't believe that there was any like danger around there, so like I don't know if they don't think it's like a killer that's just going around, but that's just crazy. And like, man,
A crime of passion refers to a violent crime, especially homicide, in which the perpetrator commits the act against someone because of a sudden strong impulse, such as anger, rather than a premeditated crime.
man,
Okay.
that's so crazy though. So, and especially like, they both are, very, very like big, and it's like very unfortunate, but I feel like it's a little bit closer for the Idaho one because I mean that's
yeah,
like,
we're right there.
yeah. So that kind of is unfortunate, but thoughts and prayers out to the, families of those people, but man,
Yeah.
that's so crazy. But
Yeah. I mean, there's no real good way to segue from that, but
yeah,
we'll just get into some other college football news. Some of the main headlines from Saturday: TCU stays undefeated at Texas. They were actually pretty heavy underdogs in that one. They were
what are they now? Are they?
They're 4th.
They're 4th.
Yeah, they were
I
4th.
think they should.
They were 4th before this, and they were actually like
I thought
8th.
they're 5th.
No, they were.
Oh,
They might have been 5th in the AP poll, but they were
Oh.
4th in the official college football playoff.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like 8-point underdogs against Texas in Texas, but they ended up winning. I believe it was 17-10, and it wasn't that close most of the game. Yeah, so TCU's legit, man. They look good. They had a pretty bad offensive performance and still put out the win. So,
Well, TCU weren't they like really good in like the 2010s, and they kind of fell off.
lost to us in the Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. They're definitely deserving of the 4 spot, and I mean, one loss will take them out. They have 0 chance to get in with a loss, so they need to win out.
Yeah.
I am actually unsure of what the rest of their schedule looks
Well,
like.
that's why a new like playoffs is so much better, like, because I feel like they deservedly like should deserve a shot.
So TCU plays
But
at Baylor this weekend, which I believe they're slight underdogs in.
that's gonna be rough.
And then they host Iowa State.
That's also gonna be rough.
And then it's the championship, the Big 12 championship, which they already have clinched a berth to. So,
Yeah.
So they need 3 more wins, and we'll see if they can get it. I mean, 13-0 would be crazy, but a 1-loss Tennessee is getting in over a 1-loss TCU all day.
Yeah.
If we're being a
100%.
2-loss LSU might get in over 1-loss TCU,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're still undefeated for now, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I think even like a 2-loss LSU would probably
Right, yeah.
get in over a 1-loss TCU. So
Yeah.
man, that's crazy.
In the Ohio State-Indiana game, Marvin Harrison Jr. made the catch of the year. In my opinion, the best catch in college football history.
Really?
Did you see that catch?
No, I didn't.
Really?
Look it up.
This dude was like, he's a freak, by the way. Like he's big, he's strong, he's the best receiver in the country, I think. And the only one I think who could be better is his teammate, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's hurt. But Marvin Harrison goes up and catches this ball. He's on his way down. His left foot is way out of bounds. He somehow keeps it off the ground, plants his right foot in bounds, somehow doesn't rip his knee apart with the weird position he was in.
Okay, right here.
Keeps it in bounds. Like, it was just, I think it's the best catch in college football history, honestly. Like, look at this.
What?
Just wait for the replay down the sideline.
Yeah, that was like...
It's freaky. I don't understand it at all. I don't care if he didn't get 2 feet in. It wouldn't be an NFL catch. I don't care. He's in college, not the NFL. Yeah, this is the angle. How does his left foot not go down?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Unreal.
Yeah, and he just needed that one foot. It looked like he kind of lifted it.
Yeah. I don't know how that happens. I really don't.
Man, it looked like the Indiana player like lifted his foot up to help him out. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Man.
So he did that. He is a freak. He's the best receiver in the country. But, yeah. And then another headline that I had to add in here. Oregon, at home, lost to Washington.
Yeah,
and I put in a little note here. It says, because they suck, like Carter said last week.
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't suck. But as I was saying, they are way overrated. I said that LSU should be in over them, and I believe somebody disagreed with me on that. But, yeah, Oregon's overrated.
Who did that?
Oregon was overrated. They were 13.5-point favorites against UW. I don't understand that at all. I figured UW would keep it close. I didn't know they'd win. But
yeah. I didn't think they were going to win. But
Michael Penix is a stud. He's good. I think he should declare after this year and get drafted in the mid-rounds. He could be a gem. He could be a Dak Prescott type, like, fifth-round guy who gets the starting role. But, yeah, UW beat Oregon. And staying in some Pac-12 craziness, UCLA. Number 8 ranked UCLA at home lost to Arizona.
Yeah, that was rough.
Top 10 team in the country at home loses to Arizona. The Pac-12 is crazy.
They dropped 7.
The Pac-12 is the king of just screwing each other over.
Yeah. We received 5 votes.
And it's hilarious. But we got votes?
Yeah, we got 5.
Oh, fire. Yeah, so the college football playoff poll is not out yet, but the AP poll is. Boise State got some votes, I guess. There is obviously no change in the top 5. LSU's up to 6 at 8-2. LSU, I would say, this may be stupidly obvious because they're number 6, but outside of the top 5, I would give them the best chance to make the playoff. I think they belong over USC, Alabama, and Clemson. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Oregon drops 6 spots. UCLA drops 7 spots. UW is up 9-15. They're still behind Oregon, which I don't get.
Well, that's the dumb thing. Is like
they just went and beat them at home, and they have the same record, and they're behind them.
Well, the thing is that they're probably putting into consideration is if they played 2 or 3 times, who would win?
I think if they play 3 times, UW wins 2 of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
if they went and played at Husky Stadium right now, UW would win.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yeah. So, North Carolina State is number 26. That's interesting. Texas still somehow at 27. I don't fully understand that. I also don't understand how we're behind Liberty because Liberty literally just got smacked by UConn.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. Yeah, so that's what college football is looking like at the moment.
Yeah.
On to some general college basketball. New AP poll for that just came out today as well. Some headlines from that. No change in the top 5. The top 3 remains North Carolina, Gonzaga, and Houston. Go Cougs. Tennessee's down 11 spots after getting smacked. And Villanova is outside the top 25 for the first time since 2019.
Wow, that's
crazy. That's insane. They haven't been outside the top 25 in over 3 years. And they are now. Some other headlines. Gonzaga and Michigan State played a game on an aircraft carrier.
That was crazy. My friend was
I want to go
in
so
that
bad.
aircraft carrier.
I want to go so bad. That's on my bucket list is to see a college, because I think they do that every year.
Yeah, he was posting on his story. He's when you're 50 feet away from
Yeah.
the game.
So that's definitely on my bucket list. And then speaking of weird venues, Stanford and Wisconsin played a game in the Milwaukee Brewers Stadium.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
What?
they put a basketball court like on the field.
That's crazy.
So yeah, college basketball is up and in full swing now, and I'm sure there's going to be some crazy upsets before too long. But yeah. I love this time of year. You got college football going into bowl season. You got the second half of the NFL season starting. You got the NBA in full swing and college basketball in full swing. Like this is the best time of year, I think, and the NHL. But yeah,
man. All right. Is that all for basketball? And
yeah, I mean not a ton has happened.
Yeah. Well, it's only like 2 games in, so like
yeah.
Awesome. NFL. The crazy game. Oh, I forgot about UFC. Yeah, I'm glad you added that in. I kind of just, but Vikings Bills. I think that was kind of the headline game of this week.
Game of the year so far.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. It just kept on going back and forth. And if I'm going to be honest, I mean, the Bills, they deservedly lost that game. From a Packers fan who didn't want the Vikings to win, I
think the Bills are the better team.
I don't know. I think the Bills rely way too much on Josh Allen at this point.
Yeah.
I think solid, as a solid team, I think the Vikings are the best, one of the best teams.
You think they're the best in the league?
I think they're one of the best. I don't know if they are the best.
I mean, they definitely have an argument.
I mean, the thing is
Darius Smith changed that team a lot.
Yeah, and I'm really pissed at the Packers.
He made a night and day difference for their defense.
Yeah. And the thing is too is that if you look at who the Vikings have played and who the Eagles have played, it kind of looks like, they should be the best team.
To be fair, the Eagles did beat the Vikings.
Oh, wait, did they?
Yeah, that's the only loss for the Vikings. Is the Eagles.
Which, that's, I mean...
Yeah, their only loss is to the only undefeated team. So.
Yeah. And, I mean, I still feel like the Eagles, for all they've played, have kind of been not that best teams. I mean, I'll give them credit for that. I kind of forgot about that game. And they blew them out, didn't they?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Vikings,
I don't think it was close.
Yeah, but, I mean... I think
the Eagles just look good though. Even if they're not playing great teams, they look good.
Yeah, that's true. I think, but this game was really good. There's 2 catches here that were ridiculous.
Yeah, the Stephon Diggs one was crazy. Don't get me wrong. One of the best catches of the year. But we need to have a serious discussion about the Justin Jefferson catch. Okay.
Let me bring this up here.
Is it the greatest catch of all time? In the history of football. Has there been a better catch than what Justin Jefferson did?
It was an ad, man. Yeah, dude, this catch was so crazy.
Especially I think that needs to be a real discussion.
Wasn't it on fourth and
18?
18, yeah.
Fourth and 18.
18 for...
I just...
Man.
It's got to be the best catch of...
With the game on the line, too,
Well, I don't know, though. It's definitely one of them.
How did he?
I don't get that. I really don't understand that at all. I mean, there's 2 minutes left. 4th and 18.
And the situation makes it so much better too.
It's not open at all.
Yeah,
that sideline reaction from I actually don't know who 33 is, but that's exactly what I was doing.
Man, he even caught it off of
I don't know how
the defender.
I don't know how he manages to control that on his leg without letting it hit the ground at all. There wasn't even a bobble when he controlled it. I don't get it.
That's crazy.
So
I don't know. Catch of all time.
In your mind, what's the best catch of all time? Because I think I have a pretty clear top 3. But what do you think?
I think OBJ. That has to be number 1. I mean, and
we should put this on TikTok because I want to know what people think.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I think number 1, OBJ catch. Especially,
Honestly, I don't think OBJ catches in my top 2. I think it's my 3rd.
But I feel like it's so much more impressive, too, because of, how it impacted everyone. That was, a big. It had big waves.
It depends how much you value the situation.
Yeah.
Because the OBJ catch was in like the second quarter of a regular season game
that's true.
that they lost.
Yeah.
Right? And it was an absurd catch. This Justin Jefferson catch was on 4th and 18 in the most important game of the regular season so far. And with 2 minutes left, snags it, and then they go on to win, which they absolutely would not have if he didn't make this catch.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was very important. But in my opinion, the best catch of all time, if it's not this Justin Jefferson one, is Santonio Holmes in the Super Bowl.
That was a good one.
And that's also one of the best throws of all time. But like the toe tap right there,
I think,
and especially when you include situation in that one, that won the Super Bowl. That was the game-winning Super Bowl play. I have no idea how he tapped his toes. So I would say, in no particular order, Santonio Holmes in the Super Bowl, Justin Jefferson yesterday, and Odell Beckham are the 3 best catches in NFL history.
It's rough because, I mean, I was also thinking, like, too, that there's a helmet catch as well.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Then there's also the one Julian Edelman made, which that one was ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's that one. Also, I was thinking, like, Jermaine Kearse in the Super Bowl, too. That one wasn't as impressive, but that one was just like, what the...
The thing with Edelman and Kearse's, don't get me wrong, they were incredible. I get that. But those felt more like luck than the others.
That's true.
If that makes sense. Like, I think there was more of a luck element in those.
I think that was more of a luck element with Justin Jefferson's.
I completely disagree. I don't think anyone else in the world is doing that. Except maybe DeAndre Hopkins? Maybe?
But the thing is, though, is that he kind of held it on, like, the other defender. So, like, if the other defender didn't have his hand on the ball, he wouldn't have caught that.
He ripped it out of his hand.
Well, no, because on the other side of the ball was the defender's hand. So it was like 2 hands on it.
Yeah, the defender was picking it off, and then he ripped it out,
and then he, like,
pinned it to his leg. Like, that's...
it was an impressive catch. Oh, there's also the DeAndre Hopkins one that happened when, like, it was like they're getting blown out by the Steelers, like, a couple years ago.
Yeah,
that was also a really
that one
good
was crazy. I don't know if that belongs quite in this conversation, but that one was absurd.
Yeah, that one was just crazy catches in general. That's a tough like conversation, is like the difference between if it's a really great catch versus a pretty good catch that may not be as good, but in a way bigger scenario.
See, I think Santonio Holmes is the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's an incredible catch in literally the biggest moment you could possibly do it.
And that's like the dream catch, is like toes right on the sideline.
It was perfect.
Right there.
And again, the throw deserves a ton of credit. There was only one spot that ball could be.
Yeah.
And Big Ben stuck it. But I think there also needs to be a discussion about Justin Jefferson in general. Like, can you confidently say that there's a better receiver in the world than Justin Jefferson?
Right now?
I don't think you can.
Or ever?
Right now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so.
Like, you can make arguments for sure.
Especially because Devontae Adams has sucked this year. Like,
no, he hasn't. The Raiders have sucked. He's been like their one good player, him and Max Crosby.
Well, he hasn't like gotten much at all this year.
He's had like 2 bad games. He's been good
compared to like last year, where he was like.
I mean, he's not. Yeah, he's not quite last year, but he's still been elite, I think.
Yeah, like, and he was the only number one. Like, it was either him or Cooper Kupp. And then, like, Justin Jefferson, I feel like he's been the most consistent, and, like, I think he's kind of overtaken that spot.
I mean, I would say there's probably 5 or 6 guys that you can argue to be the best receiver in the league.
I feel like Diggs could be there, too.
I would say Justin Jefferson has an argument. Diggs probably has an argument. DeAndre Hopkins, I think you can argue. I think you can argue Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and then the last one I would put... Oh, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tyreek Hill has had such production.
I think that Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson are the top 2. I think they have to be.
Yeah.
And I was on record last year saying Tyreek Hill was the best in the league.
Yeah.
At the time, that was not something people were saying. And I stood by it. But
at that point, he wasn't the best receiver in the league. This point, he might be.
I think that the blend of abilities that Tyreek has never been done before. Like, he's the fastest player in the league. I don't care what anyone says.
True.
I don't care what anyone says. He's the fastest player in the league. He makes more contested catches than maybe anyone in the league. His route running is good. He's always open. Like, I think Tyreek Hill's incredible.
If I wanted to take any of like the skills or like asset ability of any receiver, I think I would want to be like have all like the skills that Tyreek Hill has.
And think about the fact that he went from Mahomes to Tua, and don't get me wrong.
Tua didn't even play
don't
for
get
half
me
those
wrong.
games.
Tua's been very good. Very good. But he's not Mahomes, okay?
Yeah.
And he has not had a drop off.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's leading the league in yards. And he hasn't
like by far too.
He hasn't had the touchdowns, but they like to run it down there anyway. And Waddle's a big red zone guy, so that's like
yeah.
I think Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson are the top two.
I would give it to Justin Jefferson if I'm going to be honest, though.
It's right. It's neck and neck for me. Like I don't know what people think. I haven't heard much discussion about this.
Like,
I don't know because it felt like
rough.
Felt like last year people kind of generally believed it was Kupp. Like
yeah, it
for
was
the
for
most part, like
I kind of thought Kupp.
I would say most people thought Kupp was the best in the league. Like I feel like usually there's one or two you can point to. Right now, I have no idea what the NFL world thinks. I have no idea who they think the best receiver is.
Man, it's rough because it's like I was trying to think of who I would take if I had to take one receiver right now. Who would I take?
And it totally depends on your situation.
Yeah,
like what type of team you are.
I think. Oh, it's rough because like, I mean that catch by Justin Jefferson. I don't think Tyreek Hill's making that catch.
Probably not.
And
I don't think anyone else in the league is making that catch. To be fair, I don't think Justin Jefferson is making that catch again.
Yeah, that's true. But he did it once. So,
he did it.
So I mean,
honestly, who am I to say that? He probably would make it again. He's a freak.
Probably.
But
like, it's rough because like
you think like Cooper Kupp is perfect for the Rams. Like if you're the Rams, you're not trading Cooper Kupp for any other receiver.
Well, and then the same with the Vikings.
Right.
No,
you're not trading
perfect.
You're not trading Jefferson for anyone. The Bengals, with the chemistry Jamar Chase has with Joe Burrow, you're not trading Jamar Chase for anyone.
The thing,
right?
It's like I think receivers, their value depends on their the chemistry because like
there's a lot of things that go into
especially like being a Packers fan, watching all these like receivers go away. They've had major drop-offs from Aaron Rodgers, because they've had that. Like Jordy Nelson, he was amazing on the Packers, and then all of a sudden he went to the the Raiders and then Houston and stuff like that, and he sucked. And like even
he played in Houston, I didn't even know that.
I don't know. I think I might have mixed that up with Cobb.
Oh,
because Cobb did play Houston, and he also played in for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
but
either way,
they both sucked on other teams, and like Devontae Adams has had a drop off from last year to this year.
I don't think it's that much though. Adams has been good. He's been really good.
Oh, I don't know, but
I think he's been better than people realize just because of how terrible the Raiders are.
Yeah, probably.
But I mean, if you're the teams of those top six, so of Devontae, Jefferson, Jamar, Tyreek, Diggs, and Kupp, I don't think any one of those six would trade their receiver for any other receiver. So it's an interesting conversation. Like, oh yeah, okay, Devontae's had like 2 bad games, like maybe 3, but in 2 of his 3 bad games he scored. He had 1 catch for 3 yards against the Saints, which was obviously terrible. But
also,
dude, the last 2 weeks he's got 19 for 272 and 3 touchdowns.
But like
he's
the
balling.
thing is too is that he also like in those games hasn't gotten thrown to, and that kind of goes on to Derek Carr.
In some
he
of
even
them,
said that. Did you hear about that?
There's no reason he shouldn't have 8 catches every week.
Yeah,
at least.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, like if you're any of those 6 teams, are you trading your guy for anyone else?
Well, I mean, why would you even?
I don't think you would.
Him? Like, I mean,
but like, I can confidently say that Justin Jefferson is a better receiver than Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
but if you're the Bengals, you're not trading Jamar Chase for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean that just makes it's kind of just like an asset thing where it's like
it's about chemistry, it's about team fit, and so it makes it an interesting conversation when you talk about who you'd take. Are we talking about like starting a franchise?
Yeah.
So like first pick of an expansion draft.
Yep.
Those are the only 6 players you can take.
Yep.
And it's a 1-year thing, so age doesn't matter.
Well, I would have to say either Tyreek or Justin Jefferson.
That's definitely the top 2. It has to be.
it's rough because then it's like, what do you want? Because Tyreek Hill,
I didn't think Tyreek would be this good on the Dolphins, and now that he has,
but like
it
all
just
the
shoots
yards
him,
that he's getting, and
right.
like, and I've always loved Tyreek Hill, and the thing is too is that he's just so fast. Like that's what makes it so great is his like speed.
I mean, there's very few people who have even close to the ability of him to turn nothing into something on the football field.
And like I think Justin Jefferson he is really fast, but like not Tyreek Hill fast, but he has way better hands, and I think he's way more aggressive.
Route running. It's the
route running as well, and I think it's just I don't know.
He might be the best route runner. I mean, he's up there.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. It's like speed is really good, and I think it's the only thing Tyreek Hill has on Justin Jefferson is his speed.
I think there's an argument for hands. I think they're close.
I know, but I still give that to Justin Jefferson.
Probably, but it's definitely close.
Yeah, but like if you have Justin Jefferson with all that, and then like
Tyreek's better after the catch.
I would probably pick Justin Jefferson. Well, that's also speed too, though.
Yeah, but it's more than that. I mean, it's about vision and
yeah.
But yeah, those are the top two for sure. I would say.
Man,
who would you put at 3? I mean, I think we're agreeing those are the top 2.
Right now, I'd probably put Diggs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it might still be DeAndre Hopkins. He's been incredible.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's so. You don't want to talk about technical route running. Although Devontae, I think I'm going Devontae. I'm going to go Devontae Adams.
Okay, right here. Okay.
At number 3, yeah, I would do that. But either way, I think those are generally accepted as the top 6.
Yeah.
I don't really know who else you could put in there, honestly. But yeah,
man. All right. You guys see,
man,
this is crazy.
We have some more NFL to talk about. We talked about one game.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Let's see.
Packers destroyed
Christian Watson.
Oh, man,
where did that come from,
dude? What, dude? I think okay. I don't think he's a bad receiver. I think it was just a ton of pressure from the very first. Like, okay, you gotta put this in perspective. Very first play on an NFL team
of his career.
All this pressure, like all this pressure being put on you because the Packers drafted everyone or traded everyone away, or like, Devontae Adams away. Everyone's talking about that. And first play of your career, first play of the game, or first play ever for the Packers is a 75-yard touchdown drop. Like,
yeah,
it's hard to shake that, especially as a rookie.
He was thrust into a situation where he's seeing the field more than he should because he's incredibly talented, but he needed time to put it together.
Yeah.
And he's by no means done that yet, but this was the first sign that he has.
Yeah.
And I liked him a lot out of North Dakota State. I mean, the bend he has at his size with his speed, he has the tools to be an elite receiver. He just he needs time and patience. And when you think of time and patience with receivers, Aaron Rodgers is not the first guy you think of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, after that first catch, I was worried that might be his last target as a Packer. That first drop. All right, he'll be traded next week.
Well, like, he looks. I mean, Romeo Doubs didn't play, but he looks way better than you could tell.
Doubs has been solid though too. I would say
he's been pretty solid.
All things considered,
it looks like just giving the eye test. Christian Watson looks so much better. Like,
he definitely has more.
He has more
tools.
Yeah, and like it's hard to shake, but I think
they could be a solid duo in the future.
Yeah, I think right now, it's kind of the thing where I don't know. I think right now it looks like Romeo Doubs. He's like better because he's done more, but like, I don't know. Christian Watson just looks like he's gonna be the best when it's all said and done.
Listen, we can talk about Christian Watson all day, but can we acknowledge how the Packers finally win a game against a good team? And what happened? What happened? Aaron Jones touched the ball 20 times.
Yeah, that's true.
He
even did the Marshawn Lynch. That was so great.
That is not a coincidence. Yeah. Give Aaron Jones the ball. It's not that hard.
Well, that's how play action works. Like, you run the ball. If you're doing play action, you don't run the ball, then no one's going to fall for it.
You give Aaron Jones how many carries?
That's why the 49ers have been so great, is when they can.
Aaron Jones touched the ball 26 times yesterday. He touched the ball 26 times. He had over 150 yards and a touchdown. What happened? They beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys, who have been a very good team,
especially on defense.
Packers have been on a terrible downward spiral. Not only did they beat them, Aaron Rodgers had his most efficient game of the season.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers' efficiency was crazy. These are not coincidences. What happened? You get blown out by the Jets? Why? Aaron Jones has 3 carries for 25 yards. You lose to the Commanders, and you lose to the Bills, and you lose to Detroit. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. I was looking at catches. But he only had 9 carries for 19 yards, so it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And he only had 8 carries against the Commanders and 9 against Detroit. Like, he gets less than 10 carries, you lose to bad teams.
Yeah.
The two, in the last 5 games, their offenses looked good twice. In both of those games, Aaron Jones touched the ball 20 times and was incredibly efficient.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a coincidence. I don't know why they can't get it through their head.
Yeah.
Because I know they're going to come out next week. He's going to have 7 carries and 4 catches, and they're going to lose.
Well, this win, I feel like it kind of shakes up a little bit the wild card.
Are you back to believing?
Well, not about that, but it makes it a little bit harder because now the Cowboys are down because they kind of look like they're kind of being a lock, but now it's kind of within a couple games.
It's just a game. Like, they're still a good team, but they were playing against a team in Lambeau in a must-win game. Like, must win. So I don't think I'm not holding it terribly against the Cowboys. They're still in the 6th spot, and they have a lot of opportunity left on the schedule. Like, they have.
It'll be interesting to see how the Seahawks and 49ers play out.
They're at Minnesota next week.
They're losing that one, 100%.
That's bad. But then they have a stretch where they can take advantage. They have the Giants, which the Giants are a good team, but they usually beat the Giants.
Yeah, that's true.
So if they can sweep the Giants, that would be huge. And then
they're only 1 game away from the Giants too.
Right. And then their next 3 games are Colts, Texans, Jags.
Yeah.
They have a very legitimate shot to go 4-0 during that stretch. So,
man,
the Cowboys are
the Cowboys
not dead.
tend to
They're
choke
far
some
from
of those games, though. I feel like
for sure they do.
They're probably not going to win all 4 of those games.
As crazy as it is, this team feels a little different than the past Cowboy teams to me. I think this team is a lot better.
I feel like they say that every year.
For sure, yeah. But I think that this year this team is better than last year.
I don't know.
Even if they're not like fully fledged contenders, I think they're better than last year. I'll say that.
I like how they're actually using Tony Pollard way more. Like, that's a
also
big
not
thing.
A coincidence that their offense is balling when Tony Pollard's the lead back.
Yeah, like, dude,
if teams just use
Zeke
their
has had a
explosive
huge
weapons,
drop off.
Yeah, Zeke in his prime was one of the best backs of our era, but
the only thing is
truly
his like prime only lasted like 2 seasons.
No, it was like 4 or 5.
I don't know about that.
I think it was.
He had quite a few. Like, nothing was as good as his rookie season. I think his rookie season was his best.
I think you might be wrong about not about the rookie season part, but
and then after I think he started to fall off way more and more.
Okay, yeah, his rookie season. Oh my god, I forgot how good that was. Okay, so
he was great.
And then he got suspended 6 games the next year, but he was still incredible. 3, 4. Okay, I would say he had a 4-year prime. In
his first 4 seasons too.
Yeah, but during those 4 years, dude, he was excellent.
I don't know. I think by his 3rd and 4th year, he kind of was slipping a bit.
His 4th year, he had 1,400 rush yards and 6 touchdowns, and caught 3 touchdowns with 600 receiving yards.
Does that include playoffs?
That's it. No, that's elite. He had over 2,000. That was the most scrimmage yards he had his entire career. Was his 3rd season. He had over 2,000. Yeah, he had 2,001 yards and 9 touchdowns, and then the next season he had 1,800 yards and 14 touchdowns. And then honestly, even the last 2 years, 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns, 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. Those aren't what they were the first 4 years, but they're still solid. This year there's been a huge drop off. It was like first 4 years, little drop off, 2 more years, big drop off to today.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony Pollard is killing it. But yeah, like you said, the NFC wildcard race is going to be interesting. Maybe this is the Niner fan in me talking. I don't think Seattle can do this all year. I don't think they're actually this good.
I don't think they're going to win the NFC West.
A big thing.
They're probably going to go wild card. I'm willing to bet.
A big thing with rookie contribution is that it falls off a lot in the second half of the season in a lot of cases because they're used to the college schedule where that's winding down right now.
Yeah.
And the NFL season is half over.
Yeah.
So, and the Seahawks have had the most snaps by rookies by a mile of any team. So, I don't know. Gino's been excellent. He's been honestly elite, but I feel like he's due for at least a little regression.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like their rookies are going to fall back to earth a little bit. Then again, they could not. But they have the Raiders, or they have a bye, and then the Raiders, and then at Rams, and then versus Panthers, which is 3 teams that are struggling. But the Raiders are going to be off a bye too and desperate for a win. The Rams are going to be desperate for a win.
They might have a better schedule than the 49ers, but I feel like the 49ers just, they look better. I mean,
I would say the 49ers are a better team. And it's
but I mean, they have the Dolphins and the Bucks, which the Bucks have been up and down.
The Dolphins are the only team left on our schedule with a winning record.
Yeah. And like,
oh no, I guess Seattle.
I know, I could see the Saints, being a tough competition.
They suck.
But
the Saints are terrible.
The Saints have had quite a few games where they've put up big kind of runs
as long as they're starting Dalton, they're not going to do anything.
I don't know.
Dalton sucks.
I think they could upset the 49ers there. I mean, obviously they're not going to be favored to win. I don't think that's
I just think if they go into that with Dalton and assuming there's no major injuries for San Francisco, I just don't think Dalton is going into San Francisco and winning a game. I really don't.
Man.
But yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Niners schedule's interesting. You got Cardinals, Saints, which are 2 teams that are struggling but should be better than they are. And then you got the Dolphins, which that Dolphins game is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's McDaniel versus Shanahan. They have 5 of our ex-players.
Mm-hmm.
Bucks, Seahawks, Commanders, Raiders, Cardinals. That's not a hard schedule.
Yeah.
It's not. But, again, this team has proven capable of losing to teams that aren't good. They lost to Atlanta. They lost to Chicago and Denver.
Mm-hmm.
There's really only one acceptable loss for San Francisco so far, and that was the Chiefs. Because what are you going to do? It's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But who knows, man? There are so many ways it could shape up.
Yeah.
But something else in the NFL. Jeff Saturday won his first game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Raiders are terrible.
Dude, Jeff Saturday, I don't know. I think he might do decent.
How do you lose to the Colts at home in general? Not to mention Jeff Saturday and Matt Ryan.
Everyone wins their first game with an interim head coach. The first game afterwards.
Still, it's bad, man.
Yeah.
Jeff Saturday's last game he coached before this was getting blown out in a high school football game.
That's great.
And his next game is NFL. So,
oh well.
I guess that's how it works.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
I really want to talk about UFC.
Do it.
So, dude, Izzy, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't think I know.
Well,
okay.
even before we get to that,
yeah,
the card was electric.
Knockouts,
electric,
dude. It was crazy.
I kind of had it going. I had 3 screens going. I had some college football on, and then I had UFC on. Most first round knockouts ever on a UFC card, ever. Just absolutely electric.
It was crazy.
And then,
dude, I didn't even know. I thought, okay, so I've played 2 times before. And Izzy's lost both. But right now, it seems like there's not even close. It seemed like, Izzy has been the best UFC fighter. Not even close. I didn't think he was going to lose another game, another match. I don't think that's a stretch.
I mean, honestly, a lot of people had
coming in that game.
A lot of people's 2 best were Izzy and Usman, and both lost their last fight.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And then Izzy, that was crazy. Just seeing him, he was obliterating people, and then all of a sudden just get, man.
He was winning.
Yeah.
He was.
That was, the last match, if it would have gone, the last round before that, if it would have gone 5 seconds later, he would have won.
Right.
It was crazy.
I would say that he had won 3 rounds and lost 1 round to that point, so he would be up 39-37.
I don't think if Alex if he got the knockout, he would have won. I don't think so.
Oh, no chance.
Like
the only way Izzy was losing that is if he got finished. And he did.
And he did, which was crazy.
I understand his style. I get the bobbing and weaving. I get that it works. I don't understand doing that in the 5th round of a fight you're winning against a knockout artist.
Yeah.
That's how this guy's going to win. He's going to knock you out. His power is insane. You can't. I don't know. And you, of all people, should know that. You've got knocked out by him before.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Man.
And that was Pereira's middleweight champion. Or it's middleweight, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. After 4 UFC fights, I'm pretty sure it is. I think that was his 4th UFC fight.
Yeah.
So that's pretty insane. The Poirier-Chandler fight was also awesome.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. But, yeah.
Dude, that was crazy. But crazy week of sports. But anyways, probably have to wrap it up. So, yeah, on behalf of Carter and I, we'd like to say thank you for listening to Sports and Stuff. Check us out on TikTok. Have new content on there, on YouTube, basically everything. University Pulse as well. And thank you. We'll see you next one. Peace.